Okay, 87 Pontiac Fiero V6. Bear with me, I'm doing this by myself, so just try to stick with the book, or stick with the video. Here's for code 21, signal voltage high from your throttle position sensor. Code 22, signal voltage low. Okay, that should be good enough where you can pause the video if you need to, read the book. Okay, we're going to show you proper operation of the throttle position sensor. Okay, here we go. We got obviously our digital voltmeter, multimeter, fluke meter, whatever you prefer to call them. Ground probe is just shoved down here in a simple old ground, no big deal. Anywhere you can find good ground. Okay, we have 3 wires on the throttle position sensor itself. Top wire is going to be your 5 volts from your ECM to the throttle position sensor. Your middle, that's the gray wire. Your middle wire is the blue wire. Now this is going to be voltage coming out of your throttle position sensor to your ECM. And then you got a black wire. Simply, that's all it is simple ground. That's just a nice solid ground. Okay, now proper operation, actually let's show you this real quick. Okay, this should be 5 volts from your ECM, obviously key on. It does not need to be running. Here you go, 5 volts. Okay, or as close to as possible. I'm sorry, that's from the ECM, so it's 5 volts. Okay, we can come down here, and I'm going to try to get this on here so I don't have to hold it. Good luck. Okay, let's see if I can't get this. Now this is voltage coming out of your throttle position sensor. It should be as close as possible, I believe, to a half a volt. Read the book, I showed you the book, at idle. Plus or minus 2.2 volts. Okay. So there we go. 0.37 volts. That's throttle closed. So now all we're going to do is take the throttle position sensor, the wiper right here, this little arm, and move it all the way down to full throttle. Remember, this is key on, and back up. And we're going to show you what it looks like on the multimeter. Okay, and there's idle, 0.37. Nice and steady voltage increasing all the way till we get to 0.4 or 4.98, 5 volts. That should be the proper operation of your throttle position sensor. You want to say 5 volts. And back on up to idle. Very quick, very simple. Okay, here's what we're going to look at. Some guys I know will tell you to simply bend this tab on your throttle position sensor itself to match what you need it to be at idle and wide open throttle. Well, I know that works for some people. No thanks, I'm going to pass on that because this is a very strong piece of steel and you got a plastic body of a throttle position sensor. You're asking to break this if you don't grip this pair of vice grips or bend it properly, or it's just too much stress. I wouldn't do it. This was a brand new throttle position sensor. It looks a little dirty. I know he's living on a dirt road. But when I bought it, it had simply one hole for a bolt and one hole in the bottom. Just round holes. What I did was take a Dremel and oval the holes and made my throttle position sensor itself adjustable. Simple plastic, you're not going to hurt it. Dremel tool goes through it nice and quick. But then you don't risk trying to bend this metal tab and break a brand new sensor. And I forget how much it is, like 30 bucks, but I'm not going to risk it. Just a lot easier to bend or to oblong the holes, top and bottom. So that's all you got. Gray wire, 5 volts coming in from your ECM to your throttle position sensor. Blue wire is voltage coming out. That's your throttle position signal voltage coming out of your throttle position sensor. Simple ground at the bottom is your black. Okay, you just need to make your voltage match what it did at idle or full throttle by either bending the tab at your own risk or modifying your throttle position sensor to make it adjustable. One last time on the book so you can read this all by yourself. Code 22, throttle position sensor, circuit signal voltage low. And code 21, that would be signal voltage high. Hopefully you can read that good enough. If not, let me know. Okay, hopefully that will solve any throttle position codes you have in your car. Have a good one.